I don't know, dude. This feels like a big mess. Oh my God, I'm eating straight mayo. It's so good. Oh my God, active mayo technology. This is so exciting. Hey, welcome to my kitchen. I'm doing something a little different today, but definitely a thing people do on YouTube, an unboxing, because I got this immersion blender as a Father's Day gift and I am genuinely excited about it. And I've been making a lot of soups lately, and there have just been so many times where I was like, I really think I could use an immersion blender. It just felt safer. But the real reason I wanted to make this video now is because of a strawberry jam I've been making, and because it's strawberry season, and I've been doing it without an immersion blender, and it's turned out great every single time. So I'm a little nervous to take the blender to it, but I absolutely love this jam and I wanted to share it with you, plus it'll give me a chance to try out the immersion blender. I'm also going to attempt mayonnaise, which to be honest, I think you should only use with immersion blender, but blast me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. But I also want to try a toum, which is this Middle Eastern thick garlic emulsion, or most restaurants will just call it like a garlic sauce, okay? So this is the Braun MultiQuick 7, and I'm not sure what the 7 means, but I do know I think they have like a version 3 and a version 5, so maybe it's like an iOS update. But technically, it says it's a 3-in-1. Let me just read. It's a MultiQuick 7, easy smart speed, active blade technology. It's a 3-in-1 with a food processor and a whisk attachment. But let's crack it open and take a look, because I'm kind of excited that it doesn't have too many doohickeys. I don't know if people use that word anymore, but I don't like the idea that it has too many attachments, which is one of the reasons why I got this. So let's crack it open, see what's inside. I remember buying a vegetable chopper, and I specifically picked it because it had like 20 attachments and I only used like 2 or 3. So I'm a little excited that this has very few attachments. Instruction manual, oh, thank God no styrofoam. Okay, perfect. Oh, the chopper is much bigger than I thought. I know it only says 500 milliliters, but this thing is massive. Now, one of the things I have to say about attachments, or doohickeys as I've been calling them, is the real estate they take. And I was a little nervous about getting an immersion blender because it's just one more piece of kitchen equipment, and do I have the real estate for even this? Although admittingly, this does look pretty small. It's still just a matter of finding the space for it. I really like how little is in here. And this is the plastic cup, and this is the whisk. Oh, excellent. I gotta give them props to the marketing that goes on in the box. They give you an example of all the things you can do with the blade, smoothies, soups, sauces. This looks like a parfait. This looks like whipped cream. This looks like some kind of, what do they call it? Like a flan, maybe? And then obviously a chopper. You could make full quiches and a lasagna, apparently. That is nuts. I don't even know what that even means. That last one really confuses me. I don't think I will be using that chopper, but you know what? I have been surprised before. Kudos, again, to the marketing, the green and the black. Easy smart speed button, powerful 500 watt motor, easy click plus release buttons, easily detachable, 20 fluid ounces or 600 milliliter beaker, rubber ring for extra grip, design and engineered by Braun. Designed in Germany. Oh my God, this is a marketer's wet dream. Okay. Active blade technology, smoother blending, faster results. All right, now here's the reason I got this. I actually had a different brand on this. It might've been the Breville, which was I think 130 or 140 bucks. It was a little more expensive. This one was I think 110. Maybe I picked a cheaper one, and then my wife was like, oh, I noticed that you picked the more expensive one. So this was 110, it wasn't the most expensive one. But it was because of a wire cutter review, which, let's be honest, is how a lot of my purchases happen. And I heard it was basically powerful, durable, and it didn't come with a bunch of junk, which I wasn't gonna use, and I appreciated that. The Braun has this variable speed trigger, which I'm excited to use because I hear a lot of the brands have like a knob that you have to constantly be changing, and here it's like pressure sensitive. So why don't I set that up and we'll give this a test. Well, let me put this together for you. It feels like it could be fairly easy. Oh, what's this? I don't know what this is. A cap, maybe? I don't know what this is. Oh. Oh, that's necessary. I'm sorry. I thought this was like it would attach directly to this. This is that. Nope. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, here we go. There we go. That's easy. And where's the eject button? Is it? Yeah, okay. That's for that. And that is for this. Hey, I'm not gonna edit that part out, okay? Just for simple folk just like me. Oh, I'm really excited to use just one button, all right? And then you can just detach it and wash this and keep this pretty clean. This looks like the perfect vessel for mayonnaise, all right? So we'll get that. Oh, that's kind of cool, super easy. Now here, this is the chopper. Let's give this a try. And yeah, that sounds like some sort of like lawnmower type loudness, but I can't imagine you using the chopper for very long. Plus, this doesn't lock in. Does it? No, doesn't. Is it locking in? Am I not doing it right? No, it doesn't feel like it locks in, but again, I think this is one of those quick things like, oh, I'm gonna chop up garlic, but that's kind of cool. All right, nice to know that we have it. Small little blade. The blades make me a little nervous. That was one of the reasons I was unsure about getting an immersion blender, just because like I had one growing up as a kid and my mom was always like, don't touch the blade. And I have 3 small children, so I'm a little nervous. This is, oh, sorry, for the whipped eggs. Am I everything going in? Yeah, it feels, it's not super loud. It's probably as loud as any blender. Whoa! I have a torte that I've been working on, which is really nice, and maybe I'll do that in a future recipe and give that a try. Okay, now here's the bad boy. I gotta give them more credit again. This futuristic neon green activeblade technology. I just love this. Okay, this pumps up and down, which I think it gives it like variable speed. I don't want to do it on my cutting board, so I'm gonna, how about this? Fill it up with some homemade lemonade, so it's not totally clear. All right, let's see how it sounds. I was wondering if I should have gotten cordless, but they just felt like they weren't as powerful, and so I'll have to make this do. And the cord does feel long enough to Oh, it's like that dental drill. It is not loud at all. Hold on, I don't want to put my face in front of it, but yeah, blade, 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 sharp, sharp, spin, spin. I think that's all you really needed to do. I was told that this splash bell technology, can I call everything a technology? This splash control bell shape at the bottom, I thought was marketing fluff, but again, that ATK video said that it really prevents things from like splashing up. So I'm trying to minimize mess. And some of the cheaper models don't have that. They have like holes in it. Now the food processor attachment comes with this like chopping bowl, which is pretty standard, but I really, again, don't think myself using that every day. Maybe for nuts and onions, or like I said, garlic. I'm more interested in just using this blade, and I really am excited because it feels quick. Okay, are you ready? Let's just. Yeah, let's. Oh my God, whipped lemonade. I'm onto something. No, this is it's kind of cool, but. Oh gosh, whipped lemonade, hello. All right, that being said, I wanted to share with you 3 recipes, and the first is this awesome strawberry jam that you can make with or without an immersion blender, but I am excited to give it a whirl. Now, I have unplugged the immersion blender for safety, just because I think that's really important, and I want to share with you how I make this strawberry jam, and then afterwards we will test out a homemade mayo and some toom and see how easy that is. Okay, let's get started. So the reason I wanted to share this strawberry recipe was with you because it is strawberry season. We went to Underwood Farms, which I mentioned in the cauliflower video that I just posted, and we picked so many fresh strawberries. It was insane, and so many that I actually had to freeze them for this video, which I heard you can just use, so I'll use that later. But I wanted to let you know that I was so excited to share this with you because my kids eat so many strawberries, I cannot keep up. But in order for me to get I'm basically just chopping off these tops as quickly as possible. and then basically just throwing them at my children so they're like, okay, so that being said, I didn't feel right about wasting all this strawberry, okay? Quickly getting the strawberries to my children so they can have some fresh fruit, and then not wanting to throw this away. Now, I'm okay with composting food, but I thought there was something better I could do, and that is saving all these ends and making a strawberry jam. And so basically, at the end of the day, or while they're busy playing or watching a little TV, God bless summer, I am chopping off these really close to the green parts. You can get as close as you feel comfortable, and you can basically get enough to make a nice, beautiful amount of strawberry jam. And the recipe is fairly easy. I'm just gonna sit here and cut a bunch. And the great thing about this recipe is you don't have to use just strawberries. You can use any fruit. I particularly prefer strawberries, but I have thrown in cherries into the mix with mango. So I had a cherry mango strawberry. It was mostly strawberry. And then I used chia seeds to help thicken it up, which I know might be sacrilege to some, but I actually like the texture. But you can obviously not use the chia seeds. But the thing is though, jam has pectin, which thickens it up, and I think the chia seeds does an excellent job without pectin, because I don't usually have pectin on me. There are a couple of things, or a couple of ways you can thicken up your jam. You can obviously buy pectin, which not many people have, or use xanthan gum, very little, but most people don't have xanthan gum. And I have in the past peeled apples, and apple peel has a lot of pectin, so sometimes I will boil these strawberries with some apple peels. I don't know how much pectin you can withdraw, but if you put like a whole apple peel from one whole apple, that might thicken it up a little bit. And you obviously can reduce the amount of liquid in the pot so it gets really, really thick, but I actually don't like that. I really prefer the chia seeds, and the reason for that is that really thick jam in the fridge hardens, and the chia seeds helps it keep it a little viscous. Okay, so now that I have my strawberries, and I will throw in these whole strawberries. It's always nice to just throw in a few whole strawberries just to get the variability of flavor, you know, to balance out the good and the bad strawberries out there. Okay, throw this in the compost. And all you need to do is grab your bowl, and the reason we're measuring out the strawberries is quite simple. We are going to put between 40% and 100% sugar. Now, that is your call. I would never use that much sugar. I usually stick to about 50% sugar of the weight of the strawberries. So this is 226 milliliters. I can turn it to grams. Yeah, 226 grams of strawberries. I can obviously add more. Let's make it a nice round 300. So I have all these strawberries. And we're going to add half that amount of sugar. I remember seeing a video where this guy was trying to tell you that like there's so many nutrients in the green part of the strawberry. And I don't know if he was just trying to encourage people to start eating the green part or not waste any part of the strawberry. I'm totally fine with saving this part of the red strawberry. I do not encourage you to try to eat the green things. I wouldn't be sitting here if I told you I didn't try it. I did try it, and it is not tasty at all. It is not yummy. I don't care how many nutrients are in the green parts of the strawberry. There's just not enough money in the world. This is not like Fear Factor. I mean, it's not totally gross, but they're just not tasty. I don't know. Like dandelion leaves are tastier than just the tops of these strawberries. So I read that guy's book. It's, man, what was his name? I'll post it in the video. And it was a good book. It was entertaining, and I really like his stuff, but it's just like for content's sakes, everyone's just like, now you can eat the green parts of strawberries. Oh my gosh, okay. All right, let's like hold your horses, dude. Yeah, 300, okay, we'll stop there. I'll make more jam later. All right, so we have this, and all we're gonna do is just throw this into a pot. Okay, and normally I would just let it boil down, but I am going to use the immersion blender. So we're just gonna put this on a pot, and while that's on low warming up, I'm just gonna toss in the sugar. You can use white or brown sugar. I just like keeping it clean. The molasses gives it an extra thickness to it that I don't need. So there's 300, I can put about 150 grams, maybe even a little less. I don't even know if I have enough sugar. Let me just see if I might have to refill it. Yeah, 150, there we go. All right, and we are going to add that. Okay, put that on the burner. This is totally optional, but you can always add a squeeze of lemon juice as a sort of preservative or to brighten up the jam. And I'm improvising here. I'm adding a splash of the lemonade. This has a bit of sugar, but I do need a little liquid to get things going. I would just mash this up with a wooden spoon, and that's how I've been making it this whole time. And you just mix, okay? And the liquid will boil off because it's on medium. And I would just mash, 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 mash with a stick. You can do this at home. It takes a little extra time. What I'm excited here is for the immersion blender. So I'm just gonna let this sit and boil, and when it starts to boil, I will then immersively blend this thing. Oh look, a green thing. There we go. Okay, I'm noticing some bubbles. All right, a little bit of sip of coffee. All right, here we go with the immersion blender. They say to submerge it all the way to the bottom. And oh my God, it's so fast. They say not to drag it on the bottom, but it's metal on metal, which is okay. I'm lifting it up a bit. Going faster on the side. Another technique they say is to push everything to the side and I'm lifting it up, no splatter. I don't want it totally smooth, but it did seem to have done a pretty good job. Okay, I'm gonna clean it. So we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. And you're probably gonna say, well, if 2 is good, is 3 even better? And I would say no. Okay, I think a few chia seeds does the job. The more you put in, the thicker, messier it gets, and it just stops becoming jam and more of like chia mush. And so I would just be, 2 tablespoons max. I think you're fine. You can go even a little less if you want, just to give it a little texture and that gooiness that the chia seed sort of provides when you add liquid to it. Okay, here you can see it's still pretty hot. There are still some strawberry chunks, which I like. I think what I have to say about this recipe is that when you're hand mashing it, there's a lot more chunks. With the immersion blender, it was my first time using it. It definitely got a little more liquidier. So I'm gonna put this here to cool down a bit. Get all that strawberry bits in there. So I do have to say that the immersion blender, while different than hand mashing it, was so much quicker. I just have to be a little more comfortable with the variable speeds. I felt like I could have left a little more texture and more strawberry pieces. All right, now that the jam is cooled down and the 2 tablespoons, max 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, I'm just gonna put this here so it doesn't spill. Okay. You mix it up and refrigerate it, and the chia seeds will absorb a lot of that water and it'll gelatinize and it'll feel like an awesome jam. Let's pop that in the fridge and I will be back in a couple of hours and we are going to try to make some mayo and toom. This is a frightening situation here because like I hear it is very difficult and it'll just be fun to play around with the immersion blender and see how it goes. And maybe I'll learn something like how to make mayo or toom. Okay. Toom, toom, toom. I don't think I have enough oil to make the toom. Toom, toom, toom. That's okay. We're gonna try just the mayo and I will perfect it and maybe I'll come back and do the toom. I am super nervous because I know it's a lot harder than they make it look. Oh my God, 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 oh my God. I hope I did that right. It's really off. I tried off camera quickly, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna show you if I fail, because I already failed once, and we might fail again, but we're gonna have fun with the immersion blender. Let's do this! I am going to be using a 2-minute mayonnaise recipe by the venerable J. Kenji Lopez Alt on Serious Eats. Easy Snap Technology, activeblade. Okay, got it. All right. Okay, we got the lemon juice, and then I am going to gently place this egg. Now, place just the head of the immersion blender. The egg lemon juice mixture must reach the blades for this to work. See notes. If the mixture does not reach the blades, double the recipe. Okay, it will reach the blade. Add garlic if using. Also, garlic is an emulsifier. An emulsifier? Yeah. So this should help. I'll use half. This looks like a big piece. Okay, put that to the side. Okay. Oh, first blend. Fitting over the egg. Perfect. Okay, place egg, lemon juice, and mustard at the bottom of the cup. Okay, add garlic if using. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Add garlic if using. Okay. I'm going to add garlic if using. It looks like he adds the oil. Oh my God. Is that what I was doing wrong? So I was blending it and then adding the oil on top. Okay. But the pictures are worth 1,000 words. Okay. Add garlic if using. Pour oil on top and allow to settle for 15 seconds. So I'm adding the oil on top. Oh my God. Will failure turn into success? Live? Subscribe for more. Or like, comment. Okay. Or maybe send Alex back to school so he can read recipes correctly. I'm just kidding. Place head of immersion blender at the bottom of the cup and turn it on high speed. Do not pulse or move the head. As mayonnaise forms, slowly tilt and lift the head of the immersion blender. All right, has it been 15 seconds? I feel like it's been 15 seconds. Okay, ready? Set. It says on high, right? Place head. Turn on high speed. Okay, go. Slowly turn. Okay, all right. I don't want to. This is creamy. Okay, I did. I messed up because I think I misunderstood the instructions. I thought it said to blend, then add the oil, then blend again. Not cool. You just add the oil on top, let it settle. I got this creamy, homemade mayonnaise. Now here's the thing. I am unplugging this because I do not want any accidents, okay? Unplug. Very creamy. It's not good mayonnaise. I mean, it's just not. I gotta add salt. Hold on a second. Oh, that was exciting. Oh yeah, it needs salt. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, here, I can just. Let me just detach, active detach technology. Okay, we need to, nice big pinch of salt. I would never do. I'm gonna take a spoonful of mayo, okay? This is actually kind of gross. I don't want to do it. Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. It just needed salt. I didn't put salt before and oh my God, I'm eating straight mayo. It's so good. Oh my God, active mayo. Okay, so that was amazing. I am really impressed with this immersion blender and I'm really glad I got it. And I don't have those links underneath to get me those few pennies, but you know what? I've linked to the wire cutter review below and you can always subscribe and leave a comment. That helps me a ton. Now, I'm really glad I got to share my strawberry jam recipe. Remember, you can feed your kids the bottom parts and then save the leftover parts to make the jam. And in the blender, it is super easy. Now, as for the mayo, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was definitely user error when I messed up the recipe the first time, but it worked out so well the second time, especially considering I really shouldn't be doing this, man. Straight up mayo. But when you add the much needed salt, it's so much better. And I'll make the toom another time when I perfect the recipe. Now, this video didn't go perfect, but it was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching.